What if I told you that the entire story of Adam and Hawa was not just something that happened physically, but Allah gave you that story as a profound symbolic representation of what's happening within the human being? Now, the first thing we need to consider is that there is both Adam and Eve. And I already explained to you the entire law of polarity in the previous video, but this means there is masculinity and then also there is femininity. But then this also means there is one and zero. One represents the man, and zero represents the woman, the feminine. So Adam is the man, Eve is the woman. Now, what does this whole thing mean even deeper? It means that Adam is the masculine version of you. So it's the logical version, the analytical version. Or you could even just say this is the left hemisphere of your brain, and Eve is the right hemisphere of your brain. So listen, we're basically looking at the story of Adam and Eve, and then we're relating it back to who you are. So you have a brain, right? So both Adam and Eve, they represent something within you. Adam is the left brain and Eve is the right brain. Why is that? Again, the masculine and the feminine, the analytical and the emotional, the logical and the creative. And then also what's so beautiful is that in the Quran, Allah says that, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ اتَّقُوا رَبَّكُمْ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ وَخَلَقَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا. So Allah says that He created you from one soul and He created from that soul its pair or its mate, which basically means it's like the yin and the yang, the law of polarity, the law of pairs, night and the day. So there's the masculine, but then there's also the feminine, all within you. So it doesn't matter if right now you're like, no, but I'm a man, I don't have feminine. Now you do, bro. It's like you have the logical side within you and the emotional side within you. Stay with me, bro. This is very important. Or sister. So both of these, they represent the duality of human consciousness. This is what human consciousness is. Analytical, emotional, masculine, feminine, creative, logical. It's all within one human being. So then we could say that Adam and Eve represent the dual human consciousness. Now what about the Garden of Eden? What does that represent? Well, the Garden of Eden, so again, we're saying that this is not just something that happened physically. It's also something that's consistently happening within you spiritually. So the Garden of Eden represents that perfect state where you're masculine and the feminine side are both in harmony. So this is where the individual, so you are connected to your divine nature. This is like a symbolic representation of what it means for you to be in like spiritual bliss, to be in spiritual enlightenment, to basically be living through the world with constant love. So here we're basically saying that the Garden of Eden is not just a physical place, but it's also a state of consciousness. And by the way, we're just looking at the Quran from a lens where it's not just like only physical, but it's just pure symbolism. And what I found out, man, because Allah wants you to do tafakkur, right? What I found out is that when you look at it through this way, it blew my mind so much. I'm just like, this book is such a timeless book that even to this day, we're still discovering diamonds from within this book. So stay with me. I know some of you guys are going to be like, nah, but hold on a minute. Garden of Eden was something physical. Listen, I'm not saying it's something not physical. I'm saying it is physical, but I'm like, what if it's also like something that's also within you, a state of consciousness within you? Think about it. In the Garden of Eden, Allah told Adam and Eve to go and eat from any tree except one tree. This one tree, don't ever go and eat from it. And then also when you look at even just the tree, like I'm telling you, like all of life, the outside world is all just a representation of you. So it's like dunya is not even just the stuff on the outside, but it's your mind, man. So the test is not even outside, it's all within. I mean, look at this. So this is your nervous system, and that's the tree. Like it's the same exact thing, nervous system and tree. So you right now are a tree. You have a spine, which is this. You have the roots, which is this. And then you have the brain, which is this. It's the same exact thing. So here I am telling you that, like it's almost like when Allah is saying to Adam and Eve, like you can eat from any tree except just one tree. It's like, what if that one tree is the tree of lust? Because as soon as Adam and Eve, they ate from that tree, what happened to them? They fell into shame, which means that one tree, as soon as they ate from it, it almost like it activated a level of consciousness within them that allowed them to be introduced to what it means to be lustful, to shame. What happens to you after you undergo lust? And by the way, let me just tell you something. It even talks about how the Garden of Eden, it has rivers flowing from beneath it. And you know what I found out? I found out that even when you study quantum physics, when you study even science, when you study even just biology, you start to understand that there is actually a fluid within the human body. Listen, Habiba, a fluid within the human body that comes from the base and then it can arise all the way to the top. So I'm like, what if this fluid, this spiritual fluid that's within the human body, it's like the rivers that are flowing beneath it. But this fluid, every single time you actually go through lustful activities, you lose a part of this fluid. So what happened is that when Adam and Eve they ate from the tree, which means that they went through an act of using up this fluid. And I'm saying that because unlike the serpent, when it slowly deceived Adam and Eve, the serpent or the devil is the sexual emotion, it's the lower self, it's the bottom, like the lower self right here. So I'm like, when they ate from the tree, because of the devil deceiving them to eat from the tree, what happened is that immediately it's almost like they fell into a lower level state of consciousness. And so when they were in this low level state of consciousness, that's where they started to feel guilty. That's where they started to feel shame. So then when Adam and Hawa, they ate from the fruit, that was like a symbolism of them falling from this state of inner paradise. And they lost this higher consciousness. So it's basically they lost this realm of duality when the masculine and the feminine are both connected. When the plus and the minus are connected, when everything is just together, they lost that state. And that's where everything became imbalanced. They lost the state of balance. And that's where like and this is exactly where you start to go through depression. That's where you start to go through anxiety, because now you're identified with the world of form, which is the world of dunya. And that's exactly what happened. They fell from heaven, which means that it's such a beautiful representation of what happens within you. So let me ask you a question. How many times right now you were feeling amazing, so beautiful, spiritually high, and then you go and you watch porn? All of a sudden, as soon as like you finish, all of a sudden you just start to get this feeling of guilt, like, what did I just do? You realize, like, in that moment you just went through the same exact thing that Adam and Eve went through. Something happened where Shaitan came and he deceived you. He told you, like, think about this. There are so many things in the world that are halal, so many things that you can do in the world, so many trees, and yet Allah told you, just don't go to this one tree. Don't go through lustful activities, because lustful activities are the lowest level of activities. And so what happened to you is that when you went and then you did that horrible act, what happened is that you fell from that beautiful state of consciousness. And we know that in the Quran, this is talking about sexuality, because as soon as Adam and Eve, they ate from the fruit, immediately they just started covering themselves with the leaves of Jannah, because they knew there was like something shameful that happened to them. So this entire story, it's almost like it's a journey within the soul, between you going from the physical world to the spiritual world. So when you are in the spiritual world, when you are in the Garden of Eden, when you're feeling blissful, when you're feeling love for no reason, when you're feeling happiness, you're just flowing with the world. You're flowing with the will of Allah. You're just happy for no reason. So this is when the masculine and the feminine, they're all in harmony. When the logical and the emotional, they're all in harmony. And what happened is that as soon as you go and then you undergo this horrible act of like the lustful acts, that's when you become physical and then you lose that touch. And so what I learned is that Allah is giving us this entire beautiful lesson as a constant reminder, not just to remind us of the story of creation. This is not just the story of creation. This is a consistent story that's happening within all of humanity. So this story, when it's happening, we can see that Adam, when he went through that act, he started to feel guilty. But what did he do? What did Adam do? Because Allah's giving you the solution. When you go through porn, when you watch these horrible things, what is the solution? Well, the solution, Habibi, is just right here. Then Adam received from his Lord words. Words. You have to know what words to say so you can get back. You can basically get back to the Garden of Eden. You can get back to this blissful state of love. Because now you're in the state of physical reality. You're in the state of matter. You're in the state of the lower level consciousness. And so what is this dua that can take you from the physical world to the spiritual world once again, which is so beautiful, by the way? Think about it. Like, Allah's giving you all these stories and told you to think about it. Do tafakkur. Contemplate on these stories, and yet some of us are just sitting there like, oh, that's just a nice story. But then Allah's telling us like, no, Habibi, like, go through the story, and then here's what you're supposed to be doing if you go through this exact thing that happened in the story. So what are you supposed to say? This is what you say. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Allah, we have wronged ourselves, and if you do not forgive us and have mercy upon us, we will surely be among the losers. Do you see what Allah says, that as soon as you ask for forgiveness, you do istighfar, I'll give you money and children? Because when you do istighfar, you go back, Habibi. So you go from this lustful or this low level state of consciousness, the low level emotions, and you go higher. And so this all happens within you, man. So what happens is that when you're feeling like things in here and you act upon them, now what you're supposed to be doing is you say this dua. What you'll notice is that you'll start to rise higher once again. And so when you rise higher and you get back to the Garden of Eden, to this state of consciousness that's basically pure love, pure bliss, now you're feeling amazing once again. And so when you are feeling amazing, you'll tackle this world like it's so easy. You'll go through work like it's so easy. You'll do things like things are easy. The only reason why things you're struggling with them right now is because there is this inner battle that's happening within you. Understand that dunya is not just things on the outside. It's all in the mind, habibi. All of it is just in the mind. The outside is just the perception, but in the inside is the real world. So when you're going through these things inside of you and you're struggling with them so you can't even any work that you do, you can't even get any result from it because there's an internal war happening and you don't even know what's happening because you're not looking at these beautiful ayats from this lens. But once you look at these beautiful ayats from this lens, the world opens up, man. Now you're just like, what the heck? So all I gotta do is just understand this mistake that I did, the same mistake that Adam did, and this is all happening within me, and all I gotta do is just say this dua, and now I'm up once again. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. I know it's so crazy. I've been looking at all these stories, these nations that Allah destroyed, Fir'aun, Ad, Thamud, and I'm like, all of it, or Nuh, all of it is just like it's lessons for you, things that are happening within you. So inshallah, in the next couple of videos, I'll be giving you even more lessons, more examples of how these things are all happening within you. Because once I even just learned this about the story of Adam and Hawa, I was like, nah, man, that's insane. That's actually insane. So if this video was helpful, man, just let me know.